I have become extremely sick of people's usage of pronouns and the way that they fucking talk and the descriptors for people. I have noticed an uptick, especially on the radio, especially on NPR, on describing people as cisgender white people, or male or female, and it's fucking maddening. And they use it in this sense that it's kind of, it's not kind of anything. You're dismissing somebody's idea based on their gender, their sexual orientation, and whether they identify with the gender that they were born with. That is ludicrous. That is insane. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes, or just flip that around. What if I were having discourse with somebody and somebody else was brought up and they were black, or they were gay, or they were Asian, or they were fucking trans, and I dismissed their ideas solely based on the fact or solely based on their skin color, sexual orientation, or what gender they identify with. How fucking quickly would somebody jump down my throat because of that? And then I can fucking hear it now. I can hear it. I can hear somebody saying, "Oh, well, it's not fucking racist or bigoted because of the fucking," I can't even remember it now, the power plus privilege or some shit. Let's go with that premise. I mean, it's bullshit, but let's go with that premise. What happens in 50 years when the dynamic changes? When white people are no longer the majority in this country, and you've spent all this time breeding an atmosphere of hate or dismissal of somebody's ideas and thoughts and speech based on their skin color. Oh, well, it's retribution, it's revenge, it's fucking childish is what it is. You guys want to be better than what history has shown us, and you're doing a horrible job of it. Just fucking horrible. You are repeating history, and it is laughable that you cannot see that. I wish there was an easier way to say all of this. There's or a nicer way to say all. There's just fucking not. I am a human being. I have autonomy. I have my own thoughts. I don't have to describe my sexual orientation, what gender I identify with, my race. My ideas and thoughts speak for themselves, and they stand on their own. And the idea that you could just dismiss it because I am a cisgender, white, straight male is bigoted and racist. I don't give a fuck what power and privilege you are talking about. I have done nothing to you. I have no power to exert over you. My privilege may be minimal, but there are variations, and there's a spectrum to people's privilege and accessibility to one thing or another. Because I am white, it fucking blows my mind. Like, there are plenty of minority they're minorities because we're talking about America. When you go to any other country, they're not fucking minorities anymore. They're people. We are all people. My privilege has nothing to do with my ideology. My privilege has nothing to do with my ideas and my thoughts. Nothing whatsoever. They stand on their own. And now I'm just ranting. So fuck you, and fuck your ideas, and fuck your goddamn identity politics and your fucking pronouns and fuck. It could be that the black guy that you're having a conversation with could be the most silver spoon, stuck up, privileged, snotty shit you've ever met. Meanwhile, the white guy sitting next to him could be the poorest, fucking uneducated, never had a chance in his life. You know, to dismiss somebody purely on race, purely on privilege, purely on gender specificity, I think that's the word, is racist and bigoted. Plain and simple. I don't care how you try to slice it. I don't care the semantics you play with it. If you are dismissing somebody on anything other than their thoughts and ideas, there is a prejudice happening in one form or another. And we can't keep breeding that prejudice toward whomever. Obviously, I'm taking the stance as a white guy. I don't feel the need or the want to advocate for another race, another gender, another sexual or other sexual orientation. What enrages me on a personal level is that I don't identify with all of the descriptors that people use for white people as a whole. Nor should anybody do the same for black people or Asian people or gay people or trans people or SJWs or anti-SJWs. Or if you have a thought and an idea and you can articulate it and express it, then the opposition should be able to tear it down solely based on that. They shouldn't need those descriptors to tear somebody down prematurely before we can even express their thoughts. Or if we provide or we express ideas, data, statistics, tear those down. Don't dismiss the data and the statistics and all that just based on any of those descriptors that I've repeated 3 times now. Go after the idea. If the idea can't stand on its own, then tear it down. Use your fucking brain. In my opinion, my thought, my idea is that we argue about the wrong things. Not to diminish them, not to say that there isn't racism or sexism or any of those isms. Not saying that those don't exist. I think that we focus far too much on trying to divide each other and tear each other down instead of looking at bigger picture issues. Things that affect all of us. I'm not going to get into specifics because I don't feel like having that specific debate. But there are issues that we all pin against each other and they affect all of us. Perhaps not in an equal way, but they are things that we would be stronger united than we are divided. As cliche as that sounds, it's true. If we could come together and say in a united way, X, Y, and Z is wrong, government, association, company, corporation, whatever, whoever we're speaking to at the moment, I feel like we could get a lot more done rather than infighting and driving a wedge between or driving a wedge into a larger population or a larger group and their idea, we segment it so that we can't focus on one single thing. And it's so fucking frustrating to see. It's so frustrating to watch. We need to be united on things. We need to drive home ideas for change without the infighting. Again, like I said, all those isms, they still exist. But they're never going to go away. The only way you eradicate something like that is to stifle other people's opinions, to cut other people out of the equation, which is perpetuating the problem and not resolving the greater issue. I think that's been enough ranting. I'm the Godless Vegan. That was fun.